Start. The plaintiff and the defendant numbers 3 to 6 had cordial relation, and the plaintiff used to frequently visit her maternal home. Para. The dispute between the parties pertain to general power of attorney purported to have been executed by the plaintiff on 28/6/1993 in favor of defendant number 1, and consequently sales deed executed by defendant number 1 as an attorney of plaintiff. Sales deed dated 29/6/1990 and 3/7/1990 purported to have been executed directly by the plaintiff are also disposed by the plaintiff. Para. The case of the plaintiff is that the defendant sought her signature on blank paper in the year 1990 under the guise of preparation and processing of documents for the purpose of getting the state of left behind by their father muted in their names. The reopposing complete trust in her step brothers. The plaintiff signed the paper and handed it over to prepare tasks for that purpose by the step brother defendant number 3 to 6. Thereafter, the defendant number 3 visited plaintiff maternal home at Delhi, asking to her to come to village Kalyanpur in June 1990 for getting the said mutation effect. Accordingly, the plaintiff visit the village and stay there for 3 or 4 days. Para. Subsequently to the retirement of her husband in the year 1999, the plaintiff shifted to Mohali and being close to her maternal home. The frequency of her meeting the relative increased. In a wedding function of relative at a Jalandhar in February 2001, where the plaintiff and her step brothers, defendant number 3 to 6, were presented. One of her cousin, Rustam Singh, had mentioned to her in conversation that the defendant number 3 to 6 had sold a part of the property which they jointly held with the plaintiff. Para. Upon learning about the said fact, the plaintiff made inquiry in that regard, including verify revenue record. Hence, she learned about existing of the GPA purported to have been executed 1963 by all legal heir and Harwal Singh, including plaintiff, in favor of defendant number 3, and based on said GPA, the estate Harwal Singh had already been muted in their joint name in November 1963. Para. The plaintiff also discovered the existence of the aforesaid disputed document which were executed without her knowledge during her visit to the village in the year 1990. Full stop. Over.